Hello and welcome to Fresh Faced One Shots. My name is Joey,
And I'm Jacob.
and today we're here with a very special issue of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman-ish. It's the Trinity special, supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah. Look, I'm sure it's on us. Really, I'm sure if we had just actually taken the time to read a solicit for once. And look at what it actually was going to be, we wouldn't be feeling the way we are, but it's mostly reprints, which is on one hand is slightly annoying for us because we've read most of the stories presented here in previous issues of Wonder Woman, but also really cool because I know some people aren't super about reading the Tom King run of Wonder Woman, and Trinity is a character that I know a lot of people could be interested in checking out. So I'm here to proudly report that if you're interested in the character, this is kind of a perfect jumping on point, I think.
It records basically all of her appearances, and
plus a new one. So
it's interesting because I don't want to say one of my criticisms, because it's not really I suppose one of my criticisms of Trinity currently as a character is that there isn't as much of her. King hasn't developed her as much, but that's also, she's only had, before the new story in this, 4 appearances. And they're largely...
And this new appearance in this book is only the second time we've seen her, as I imagine she's going to be most of the time.
Yeah, because her current appearance, we should say, in the main Wonder Woman book has been
a backup story called World's Finest,
and it's largely fluff.
It's good fluff, and it's great character work because I love watching. I love the idea that John Kent and Damian Wayne are watching Lizzie, Diana's daughter, grow up and watch over her, and it's been really sweet. If you haven't read those stories yet, definitely check them out. There's one with her as a little child, dressing up as Robin and hanging out with Damian and fighting crime and all that. There's one where she's slightly older and she goes through For the Man Who Has Everything by Alan Moore, and she envisions she gets taken by the Black Mercy. That's super fun. There's one where she's even older and she does a kangaroo race with Damian and John on Paradise Island. It's been really fun. It's been a great time.
I will say, rereading these little backups in this issue, because I did reread them. Now that I actually have some more context of Damian Wayne as a character, now that I'm also in the middle of reading Damian's first appearances, I'm
which is so beyond different from how he is portrayed these days. So
here's the thing. There's some things in here where I'm no, I can see how this character becomes this character.
Oh yeah, you can see the through line, but he's certainly not the same as what you're reading in Batman.
No, he is not. In issue 666, he kind of is in a lot of ways.
Aside from the fact that he's literally wearing that costume here. So
yes.
But yeah, so it's World's Finest. It has the first 3 parts of that in here, which has been the backup stories of Wonder Woman, and it has a story called Trinity at the end of the issue here, which was from Wonder Woman number 800, which is where Lizzie, Trinity, the character, first appeared, and that's really cool. And one thing I really liked about the structure of this special was that it presents her life in chronological order.
Yes.
That story at the end of this issue was her first appearance, but so far as we've seen, it's her last chronological appearance. So it's nice, kind of viewing her life a little differently from how we've gotten the story so far.
Yes. I will say the one thing that felt kind of disjointed was actually rereading the Wonder Woman 800 story. Because that's such a tease,
Yeah, but also the idea is that story literally continues through the story that the Sovereign is telling at the end here is the one that we're seeing in the early issues of Wonder Woman by Tom King.
Yes, which we are. Yeah, we're 5 issues in. Yeah,
5 issues deep. Yeah. 6th one comes out later this month. So
later this month, yes.
Yeah. So let's actually talk about the new story, because if you want our thoughts on those other stories, we have videos on all of those, and those are all there, and you can check those out. The new story here is called, I forget what it's called.
Mothers and Daughters.
Mothers and Daughters. It's another one of these. It reminded me a lot, actually, of the story from issue 2 of Wonder Woman that Tom King did, showing Diana fighting the soldiers alongside her competing disguised for her mother. So it reminded me a lot of that, how they were playing those situations side by side. Here we have a test of strength. One from Diana and her mother Hippolyta, and one's with Lizzie and her mother Diana. And the conversations directly parallel each other. The idea is that they're testing their braces, and a gun, a human mortal gun, is supposed to fire, and if something, it could go horribly wrong, but you're supposed to like protect yourself.
It's a whole thing. This is meant to be like the trial to go into man's world, or at least part of it. Like I think that's what King is getting at here.
We even read sort of a kind of a version of this in Perez's Wonder Woman with the gun they have on there, which has a bit of a different history in Perez's Wonder Woman, of course. Although it could be that same gun, I suppose. Now that I think about it.
I mean, knowing Tom King, the fact that Tom King likes his deep cuts.
Yeah, true. It could very well be that same gun, which would actually make the parallels here drawn between the different Wonder Women here really cool. So fuck it, it's the same gun. I don't care. But yeah, so it's I don't know. I loved seeing this. I loved the way, especially Hippolyta was characterized in this. I just found, and also Diana directly paralleling that. There's this great sorrow in the maternal figures in this that I found really impactful.
Yeah, well, I mean, part of me also wonders because my brain is also trying to relate this to the 800 story, to Trinity itself. I'm like, is Diana going to be out of the picture at some point?
I'm curious what King is going to end up saying has happened to Diana in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Tom King as a writer knows better since he's writing a big ongoing headliner title for DC. He's not going to say, "Oh yeah, in the far future, Diana's fucking dead" or whatever. Like it, I imagine he wouldn't do that, and if he does, he's probably going to change the future eventually.
Yeah, because the editors won't allow it.
Yeah, exactly. So but I mean, I'm curious to see what exactly Diana's role will be for Lizzie in her future. And what that'll mean going forward. It is also worth noting that it's still a good time to jump onto Wonder Woman if you're not currently reading it, because we still don't know exactly where Lizzie comes from.
We don't.
We have a hint. We have a little bit of a hint. But I won't say too much about that in case people watching have not read it yet. But yeah, she's still a bit of a mystery. But the fact that we have enough here to fill up a nearly 50-page special shows that like DC really believes in Lizzie as a character, and I really enjoy that. I like that a lot.
Either that, or they at least believe in Tom King's Wonder Woman run. Which
but the fact that she has this much 5 issues into King's run where the character is premiering, I think it's just saying a lot about how much King wants to do with the character and the big plans he has going forward.
And it's clear he has plans, but it's the fact that we don't know what those plans are.
And again, it's not a complaint really. We're still very early on in the run.
I will say, really only pick this up if you aren't reading King's Wonder Woman to get a taste, because it is a lot of reprints.
If you're going out of your way to buy it, it's just if you have all the other issues, it might not be worth it. It might be worth it to just find some other means of reading the one story. So,
or possibly when this event, wait till we get a collected edition.
I'm sure it'll be in a collected edition somewhere. It's not an essential story, although I find it fascinating personally.
Yes, it's interesting. It gives Lizzie some a little more depth, because I don't want to say she's been shallow. It's just there hasn't been a whole lot of her. King clearly has an idea of where this character's going. He just hasn't, implemented it all yet. Because we're only 5 issues in, and
and I think
Lizzie's only appeared in 3.
And plus, we have more World's Finest coming out in the next issue of Wonder Woman later this month that I'm very excited to see. yeah, no, I've been enjoying what we have, and yeah, I'm looking forward to what is to come. So
Yeah.
All right, I guess that about does it. Otherwise, check out other Fresh Face one shots that we do. Obviously, we're covering Tom King's Wonder Woman. We're also covering Superman by Joshua Williamson, which has been awesome. Batman the Brave and the Bold by Various. It has a whole new team of writers and stories coming in for the issue coming out this month, so it's a great time to jump on that. Check out Fresh Face Comics, the podcast. We just finished our first Marvel block. We're jumping back into DC stuff. We already talked about this. We're talking about Grant Morrison's Batman coming up very soon. I'm so excited to hear your thoughts on.
I already have a lot of thoughts, and I'm only halfway through.
Yeah. So yeah, check all those things out and plenty more, and subscribe to Bloodnet Studios, etc., etc. So thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, this has been Joey Morgan
and Jacob Licklider.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.